Hello and welcome to another update video about INJ, Injective Protocol. Haven't talked about it for a few days, so I think it's time for an update. Not much happened, but yeah, we are in a situation in which the price might be forming a bit of a bullish flag there. We want to take a look at that and want to establish where we are in the overall cycle. First of all, if we zoom out, then we have a very questionable initial 5-wave move to the upside. I wouldn't take that too seriously because these startup candles are oftentimes a bit unreliable. When it comes to altcoins, for example, down here, we don't really have solid data. But still, you can, if you want to, interpret this in a bullish way. It doesn't matter in the short term, though. We have 3 waves down, which is another, which adds to the case, to the bullish case on the INJ chart. Then we have 5 waves up here, which is good. We have a pretty clear 5-wave structure on the daily time frame. Only a diagonal, though, this wave 1, which isn't so great. We have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and now the wave 5, which could be nearly finished. After these 5 waves are complete, I would assume another 3-wave corrective pullback is starting. Maybe when Bitcoin does its pullback. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Bitcoin is also due basically a wave 2 correction. Maybe not yet. Maybe Bitcoin can still move a little higher. Watch our Bitcoin videos for that. Whereas INJ, yeah, could also move a little higher. That would be pretty much in line with Bitcoin, and then also is due a corrective pullback in what we would call a wave 2. How far does it need to come down? Well, see, it doesn't need to come down a lot, but what we typically would be watching for, it's normally, I mean, depending on how high it goes, right? If it pushes a little higher, let's assume it might go to, I don't know, $21, then we have these fib levels to work with, $7, $5, $3.40. I don't suggest it comes down that much, but it can do. So I'm just saying, just be prepared, but at the moment there isn't even a signal that this uptrend is over, and also the Elliott wave count shows that there's actually still another 4-5 pattern to complete, so it should still give us another extension to the upside. Just then at some point we should see a deeper pullback, but without breaking even micro support levels, I would never suggest that a pullback has started. Be aware when we come down, there's likely going to be some support here. I mean, maybe that's going to be it with the wave 2. We'll see how the subwave structure evolves. So we've got this previous breakout point, right, at $10. That could act as support, okay? So if we then look at the microstructure, we completed off this 5-wave move diagonal, completed a 4th wave likely here on the 10th of June. It's also possible to count this sideways move as a triangle. But if we say, okay, maybe it was just a wave 4 here, and then we're dealing, because it's a diagonal, with an ABC structure to the upside in wave 5. The wave 5 is an ABC, and then we're now in the C wave, which ideally gets another extension higher. So 1 or 2, okay, that's not entirely clear to me. If we have a 1-2 setup here, then this could be the 3, this could be the 4 with one more high to come. Maybe this was another small 1-2 setup, but then the price action here is too ambiguous to really say we get 1 or 2 more highs. I would certainly keep the door open for 2 more highs. What does it mean, 2 more highs? Well, it means we make this one, and then maybe another higher low and another higher high. Okay, so that is my assumption, as long as we're holding micro support. Micro support is here at $11.45. Why is that? Let me go to the 4-hour chart. So that is because this is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, and in a wave 4, which this likely is, wave 4 of wave C, okay, of 5. In a wave 4, we don't want the price to break below the 50% retracement level. So that's going to be micro support. Ideal target for a 4th wave is typically the 38.2 retracement. I'm watching for that to be reached. I'm watching for that. It doesn't need to be reached. Price already broke out of this potential wedge pattern. So this could be something. Maybe we already finished the wave 4. At the moment, that would only be my alternative, though. I mentioned to you before that this could be a bull flag forming. Yeah, it comes down in a very it comes down in a bullish way. So it moved up quite aggressively, and then it's basically holding quite well, right? So it's just this correction movement, typical corrective pattern. bull flag, okay, I mean, maybe it's forming instead of a wedge, just a channel here. They can always extend a little bit. So I wouldn't, we broke the trend line, yes, but if we're tracking an ABC structure here in yellow, A, B, C, it needs a few more moves to go. If the C wave is a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it could be finished if it is a WXY structure or even a larger ABC. So it's possible that this was complete already in a WXY, that's it, and we could go. It could also be that this was just a larger A wave. We're now doing a B wave. There's so many options, okay, in a correction. What I always say, don't worry so much about what the exact pattern is. I typically show you a few examples. However, whenever the price reaches one of these boxes, it can basically turn around. They show the high probability zones for turnarounds. Sometimes they break, yeah, that's just what altcoins do. But that's also why we have stop losses. But typically, whenever such a zone is entered, typically I prefer, it would be ideal for it to go somewhere in the middle, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they just touch them and then they go. There's obviously a certain degree of uncertainty in the markets. But we can obviously with a high likelihood highlight the levels that the price should use to turn around, okay, that the price is used. And you can never really predict the exact nature of a correction, how it will form. They can turn into triangles, they can turn into just simple ABC structures or WXY or even more complex patterns. So don't try to predict the absolute accurate structure in advance. It doesn't work. We need to be flexible within corrections. More important is the question, where is support? And the support levels we're dealing with are $11.45 and $12.95. Yeah, there isn't much more to add. So a break above the third wave high would confirm the breakout. That would be at around about $19.20. And then the next fib targets are $21.41 and round about $27 to $28. However, we will be able to specify the target further once we have a confirmed low in place for that wave 4, because then we can more precisely calculate the target for wave 5. That's my update about INJ. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There you can find additional content every single day, and you can find the links for those in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.